Investment advisory and financial planning services are offered through Simplicity Wealth, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. SEC registration does not constitute nor endorse of the firm, nor does it indicate that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill nor ability. Investing involves risk of loss. Insurance, consulting, and education services offered through Diamond Life Planning is a separate and unaffiliated entity from Simplicity Wealth. This information is provided as a general information that is not intended to be specific financial guidance. Before you make any decisions regarding your personal financial situation, you should consult a financial or tax professional to discuss your individual circumstances and objectives.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Joseph, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Joseph.
Welcome back. So glad you're here. We are in the 7 Money Wounds series. And this is the last one. Yay, the 7th one, identity. So what happens when your identity is tied to your income, career, success, or financial status? I can tell you right now, y'all, I struggle with this so much. And it comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. I do my work, it goes and it comes. Oh, it drives me crazy. So let's uncover the money wound and the painful connection between money and self-worth. When success becomes part of who you are, financial loss, retirement, career changes, or simply just not being where you thought you would be can devastate your self-esteem as well. When your worth feels threatened, fear can drive decisions you might never otherwise make and separate you from what you are actually able to achieve. So absolutely, I'll keep it deep. Okay. This one just really hits home for me. It's very personal. I understand it. I recognize it. I coach around it. And I can understand intellectually exactly what's happening. And still, I struggle to shake it off sometimes. Because when you've spent years and years and years building a career, earning money, saving, doing the right thing, achieving, helping people, being successful, something very subtle can happen. What you do starts becoming who you are. And what you earn starts becoming the evidence of what you're worth. That's the identity money wound. So when business slows down, or maybe your income changes, or you actually even retire, or maybe even change jobs, if we lose money in the market or a house or a rental house or something, or maybe you're just simply not where you thought you would be, it doesn't feel like just something in your financial life has changed. It actually feels like you have changed. And this is what I own. I actually feel bad about myself when things aren't where I think that they should be for the years they. So my self-esteem takes a hit. My confidence takes a hit for sure. And then suddenly I could be making financial decisions, not because they're right for me, but actually because I'm trying to be desperately hanging on to what I have, maybe in the scarcity mode. And I just need to feel that success and the income, money, whatever it might be. Today, we're going to go somewhere where most financial conversations never go. We're not talking about how to increase your net worth. We're talking about what happens when your net worth quietly becomes your self-worth. So the zeros, and I always say this all the time, it's not about the zeros. And we get caught up in the zeros so many times. So here's the question nobody wants to answer. Imagine I take my job title away, take your business away, take your income away, take your house, take all your investment accounts, take your degrees away, take all your certifications, all your awards, all your accomplishments. I'm not saying you lose them. I'm asking you to mentally remove them just for the moment. I'm a mother, I'm a business owner, I'm an advisor, I'm a teacher, I'm the person who everyone comes to. Those are just roles. Again, who are you without describing what you do or what you own? or what you've achieved, or what you can provide for someone else? That's a much harder question. And that's where the identity money wound can help begin to reveal itself. If your financial success has become part of your identity, taking away the financial evidence of success can feel like it's taking part of you away, right? For me, for sure. I mean, I feel like that's part of who I am, is a financial advisor and a money coach. Like, that's who I am. So when we take that away, I have to see myself in my spiritual being and who I am as just Jennifer, as JJ, as they know me around here, as, just this human. And how do I see myself? So it's a great, great exercise to check out. And when your money becomes your scoreboard, this is one of the biggest ways identity money wound shows up, especially for people in business careers where income is constantly measured, which is like me. I'm in sales. If you're in sales, I have a two-parter coming up around sales and women in sales. And we're always keeping score per se. We're not trying to, but that's how we count, clients and money, and everything that's coming in is always based on commission. I can't stand it. I got out of that game a long time ago. So sometimes a low dollar month might mean there's something wrong with me. Maybe new clients or no new clients might see I've got it. I'm doing great if I get new clients, or I'm losing it. I don't know what I'm doing if I don't get new clients. And then maybe we start thinking, I'm not as good as I thought I was. I have so been there. Totally. I start questioning everything that I've known in this industry for decades and decades. And then it just takes me a second to get back to exactly who I am. Or maybe even a new client comes in and I talk to them, or just a person at a party. And it's like, oh my gosh, I actually do know my stuff, right? So we want to make sure that we know what's going on. Someone else earns more and suddenly you're feeling like you're behind. Notice what's happening. A number became a verdict about who you are. So a dollar sign became my success measurement. Revenue is just information. Income is just information. Investment performance is just information. None of these numbers are supposed to be a grade on who we are and who our worth is as a human being. We are making it that. So we want to stop and cancel. The identity wound can make us feel exactly like that. And here's where it gets dangerous. When money becomes the way you get your self-esteem back, you can start making decisions that you would not normally make. And that's not really who you are. And you actually could regret those decisions down the road. You might discount your services because you desperately need a sale just to make yourself feel better. You might take a client on who isn't really right for you because you're afraid of losing business. You're afraid of rejection because your self-esteem has gotten lower. You might even work ridiculous hours because your slowing down feels like a failure. You might even take on more investment risk because you're financially behind. You might stay in a career that you hate because you're walking away feels like you're losing your identity. You might spend more money maintaining the lifestyle because you don't want anyone to know that anything's changed. Now, I know a lot of people have done that. I remember back in 2005, 6, 7, 8, people were literally living on the equity in their homes in California. They were going on trips. They were buying cars and boats and second properties. And then once everything hit and they couldn't afford everything that they had without that equity, because they were literally living their lives on the equity of their house, and their house price plummeted, they lost everything because it wasn't real money. It wasn't a real savings and purchase, right? It was just pie in the sky. So we want to make sure that we're maintaining the lifestyle that we can currently afford where we're at and not trying to impress anyone else. We do not want earning less to feel like we are becoming something less. That's just not ambition anymore. That's the identity wound influencing your financial decisions. We want to look at that because we can heal that. That's the good news, y'all. We can heal that. Okay, you might have heard about this. the achievement drug. Yes, achievement feels amazing. I love achieving. I am competitive, and when I achieve something, it feels really, really good. You get the promotion, you land the client, you complete a certification, maybe even school, you got your degree, you reach an investment milestone, maybe a savings milestone. Maybe someone introduces you as like a total successful person. For a moment, you feel incredible and proud, right? Important and validated. And you may feel very safe and secure inside your financial world. Then that feeling wears off. So you need another win, another client, another zero, another accomplishment, another person telling you that you're successful. Yesterday's success becomes today's normal. And now you need something bigger to create that same feeling. There's nothing wrong with ambition. I'm completely ambitious and I love it. I love ambitious women for sure. And I love ambition. It helps us drive. It helps us create better things. The problem becomes when achievement becomes the medication you use to treat your self-doubt instead of looking inwards. The problem begins when achievement becomes the medication you use. We don't want that because when you're not simply pursuing success, you're feeling bad about yourself. So you're using financial success to regulate how you feel about yourself. And that's where we have to stop it. There's no financial accomplishment that can permanently heal this money wound. It's an identity money wound, and money did not create it, and it cannot heal it. So here's our hidden tool number one, the bad month test. Imagine you had a terrible financial month. Business is down. You didn't get that raise. You didn't get all the hours you wanted, whatever it is. You don't sign the client that you thought you would. Maybe investments decline. Maybe your income just dramatically lowered from last year. Now, I want you to finish this sentence very quickly. If my income goes down, that means I am. If my income goes down, that means I am blank. Finish that. You don't have to give a big, sophisticated answer, just the most uncomfortable answer. I am a failure. I am irrelevant. I am not good enough. I'm falling behind. I'm losing my edge. I'm getting old. I've told myself that totally. I'm not as successful as everyone thinks. I am a fraud. Have you ever done the imposter syndrome? Been there, done that, right? That's the wound talking. So if my income goes down, that means I am blank. And if it's negative, that is the wound talking. My income declined is a financial fact. I am a failure is an identity conclusion. That is the identity money wound combined, the two so quickly that you don't even realize it. So the private comparisons that we never admit. Let's talk about jealousy, comparison, and envy. Things successful women aren't supposed to really, really feel. Someone you know announces a huge business win. You love her. You genuinely are so very, very happy for her. And then somewhere inside of you, it's like a gut punch. Someone buys that house, gets promoted, sells a company and makes tons of money, posts an incredible vacation, maybe announces their business has grown so much that they were unexpecting it. And maybe suddenly now you're evaluating your life, your business, your income, your financial stability. You may genuinely love that person and still feel very jealous. Both can be very true. That doesn't make you a bad person. Jealousy can just be information. Ask yourself, what did her success make me believe about me? Did I suddenly feel behind? Did I feel less important? Did I feel less successful? What did I think about myself? Why isn't that happening for me? What am I doing wrong? The identity money wound can turn somebody else's financial success into evidence that you are a failure, even though their success took absolutely nothing away from you and absolutely had nothing to do with you. We can turn it around to be ourselves. And I've done that because I've seen successful women in the financial industry that I wish that I could be at that level and maybe start at the same time they did. And they're so much more successful. At least they look like that to me, right? And then I'm going, okay, why, what am I doing wrong? For me, I have to be perfect and I can't be a failure, all that. So that's my wound, right? What am I doing wrong? Why am I not reaching that I want to? So I have to check that and look at that and love that part of me up and realize that has nothing to do with who I am. When your lifestyle becomes part of your costume, oh, this is a tough one. So sometimes we're not spending money simply to just enjoy ourselves, but we're spending money to maintain that identity, like the car, the house, the neighborhood, the clothes, for sure. Vacations, restaurants, the club. None of these things are inherently bad. Enjoy them. Have a good time. Like if this is what makes you happy, you know me, I want you to enjoy. That's your job, is to be enjoy every freaking day, all the time. But I want you to ask yourself, what would it mean about me if I could not afford these things anymore? If I couldn't afford a nice car? Would you simply just adjust your spending? Or would you feel embarrassed? Would downsizing feel financially smart or like admitting defeat? Would you worry about what people thought? Your identity money wound can cause us to maintain a lifestyle that we're no longer comfortably affording, because changing would make us require us to look publicly becoming someone that we're not, or that we don't want other people to think that we are. So here's an example. After COVID, I realized I did not have to have my office anymore because everything was on Zoom. So I got to move, sold my house, rented. I rented several different places in California. And then I went to the down south, Southern California, did San Diego for a while. It was so fun. Did Beverly Hills for a while. And then and all this time, I'm still fighting that little voice in the back of my head saying renting means you're not successful. Like not owning a home means you're not successful. So that was a thing to me. And then I looked at that and I'm like, okay, that's a fictitious or just a feeling and a thought that's in my head, because in actuality, I loved renting. Like I had no house worries, no stress. I called the landlord if there was an issue. Like it was great. It was so much freedom. Yes, I threw away that money during that time on rent and not building equity in my home. Yes, very aware of that, made the choice to do that. But I just always had that little voice in the back of my head as well. Then it went away because I really did enjoy that time in my life. And it was pretty cool. Okay, so now hidden tool number 2. Would I still want that if nobody knew? Would I still want that car if nobody knew? Before a major purchase, accomplishment, or a financial goal, just ask yourself, would I still want this if nobody ever knew I had it? The house, the car, the promotion, the handbag, the business milestone, the awards, the vacation, even a charitable contribution. If you did it anonymously, would you still want to do it? That's a big one. A lot of people go to church and feel like they have to keep up with the neighbor, right? So if nobody could see it, nobody could praise it, nobody can envy it, and nobody could actually congratulate you for it, would you still want it? If the answer is yes, that's wonderful, then you would still want it, and that's great. That's aligned with who you are. If the answer becomes less clear, then just don't judge yourself, but just kind of get curious. Maybe a part of what you're buying isn't the actual thing, but maybe part of what you're buying is the feeling of being seen a certain way. I think we all have a little bit of this, right? I know that for me, clothing does not matter to me. It never has. But I do know that when I do have a nice outfit on, I do feel much better and I enjoy it. I don't judge other people around it because I don't judge myself around it. How we find this is usually what we're judging other people. We got to turn that around and look at ourselves. So here's another one. I love this. The woman who can't stop working. Wow. The identity money wound can also hide in something that society actually rewards, like just becoming incredibly hardworking. Can you sit on the couch at 2:00 on a Tuesday without feeling guilty? It took me a long time to do that. Can you take a vacation without checking emails? That's a tough one for me. Can you have a slow day without thinking that you should be doing something productive? Oh, this is a hard one. Can you just sit? I had a friend, my friend Diana, growing up there, she just always, I could never just sit and watch TV ever. I'm always doing, filing nails, filing paperwork, looking, at my computer. I'm always doing something besides just watching TV. So I have cured that, y'all, not all the time, but most of the time. And it feels really, really good. But I didn't start off that way. I felt so guilty for sitting down, not doing anything. Because remember, I grew up in an atmosphere of my family that were entrepreneurs, and we worked 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Like it was a 24/7 business. Like it was just always on. So I never knew what it was like. Like we slowed down and watched football games on Sundays. We watched maybe a show or two at night, the 8:00, 8:30 show. That's about it. So there wasn't a lot of relaxation. If we were relaxing, we were sleeping. So I had to switch my thoughts of all of that. So can you retire immediately without needing another project? Or sometimes we're just not afraid of just doing nothing. We're afraid of just doing nothing because it's scary, because we kind of look at ourselves as we are who we do, not who we're being, but what we do. So we're afraid of discovering who we are when no one is looking and I'm no longer producing anything. So if your identity has been built around productive, responsible, successful, financially independent, rest can actually feel like it's threatening to your survival. It's threatening to your security. If you're always a do goer, right? When you're not producing income, the identity money wound whispers, what value are you providing now? That's a tough one, right? And that's why retirement can be so emotionally complicated. When I'm retiring my clients, we obviously plan for 5 years ahead. We plan always ahead, but the 1 year before, they have to have a calendar of what they're going to do. I want everything paid for the next 2 years, their vacations, trips, hobbies, whatever they're going to do, house projects, whatever they're going to do, but it's already paid for, so they don't have to worry about the money part of it. But we plan it out. We plan out the year, and we know what we're going to do, what books we're going to read, where we're going, what movies we're going to watch, all that great stuff. And then they can step into it looking at it like it's really, really fun and it's not a burden. So being needed can even become an identity. Moms, I'm talking to you. I know some dads out there as well. This doesn't only happen with careers, but it becomes the provider. You are the provider, the rescuer, right? The one who pays for everything, the one who fixes everything, the one who the children call, the one who loans all the money, the one that gives and feels wonderful. But ask yourself, do I give because I genuinely want to? Or is it because me being needed makes me feel valuable? Now, I know a lot of us out there feel this way. If being needed is part of your identity, saying no can feel like a huge rejection. You may continue financially rescuing adult children when you really shouldn't be doing it. I know shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Maybe you're rescuing family members or friends when you know it's unhealthy, because underneath the money is a much scarier question. If they don't need me anymore, will they still want me? That's a hard one. And when our kids get older, we still want to be of need, and we're just not of need as much as we used to be. But will they still want to be around us? The identity money wound is affecting how you give money. So here's your tool for it. The no rescue experiment. For 1 week, don't automatically fix every problem. I'm not saying abandon someone who generally needs your help. I'm talking about these moments when you immediately jump in and solve something before the other person has even tried. Pause. Instead of saying, I'll take care of it, reframe that to, what do you think you're going to do about that? Then pay attention, not to them, but to you. How anxious do you feel? How unimportant do you feel? Are you worried that they're not going to talk to you anymore? They're not going to invite you over. Or they're not going to need you anymore. Any of that. Does that compel you to spend more money than you really think you want to or you should? I love that. I love that. This is a lot of us. This is moms and this is caregivers. You know, we feel so good and valued when we're needed. I still do. I love it when my kids want me to cook for them or take care of the dog or whatever. It makes me feel needed, right? But if we say no to them, how does the relationship go? It's scary sometimes to say no. So practice that for 1 week. Thank you all for showing up to this episode. That's the end of the 7 money wounds. Make sure you check them all out because they're all very good and we all need them and they all show up when we least expect it. Okay? You got 7 episodes to listen to. I want you all to be able to watch all of this stuff, do the homework, and be able to walk away from these episodes saying, I rock my finances.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer right here on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV. It's not about the zero, it's about the F word, feelings. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.